Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so, man, Lakers lost last night, man. Wasn't a good game. I reacted to it. I was a bit frustrated. I think I got a lot of my thoughts out in regards to it. I woke up this morning. Kendrick Lamar dropped an album. Listened to it just now. Enjoyed every second of it. And now I'm ready to talk about the Lakers again. And let me tell you, man, we struggled, man. We struggled mightily. And I didn't notice throughout the entire game, post-game, I didn't notice the KCP wasn't there. That's the reality of it. They didn't even have KCP. I never once noticed. Obviously, I don't pay attention to the Orlando Magic that much, so it's one of those situations where it's not like I'm watching Magic games every day and then forgot that KCP wasn't out there. I'm not like we're used to KCP being there. He's usually with the Nuggets, so this is his first year with them. But as much defense as they threw at us, it never once dawned on me that dude wasn't out there. So that's one more indictment on the basketball game. Obviously, we were missing some people as well, including Rui Hachimura, who's an important piece. But for us, man, I'm frustrated looking at that particular matchup because I know for a fact that we can win that game 9 out of 10 times. We're going to win that basketball game. I'm going to hit those free throws. But you know, at the end of the day, you just got to take a loss sometimes, man. The other team just did what they needed to do. We shot better than them, but they out-rebounded us. We turned the ball over less than them, but they were able to take care of the free throws that were coming their way and ultimately won the game. You know, it really did come down to free throws, man, and it's not something you can do anything about. Guys can shoot free throws 1,000 times in the gym by themselves and still come out and miss those two. It's not really something. I mean, obviously you want to practice the shot, but it just comes down to breathing it and shooting it. You know what I mean? I watched Jalen Suggs take his free throws. He closed his eyes before taking his free throws. He takes a deep breath, and then he lets it fly. That's probably the right way to do it, to be honest with you. You just got to block out the noise, block out the pressure, block out the reality of it mattering so much, and just shoot the shot that you're given. And I think that Anthony Davis just needs to, chalk it up as a loss, man. It ain't deeper than that. I saw how frustrated he was at the end of the game. There was a lot of things that could have led to us not being in a close situation, but at the end of the day, we need to be able to win those type of games, man. We can't, you know what I mean? We're not going to play well every night. We're not going to always strategize properly, but if we have an opportunity to win and we get free ones to capture it, we got to take care of those, man. That's it. That's all it is to it. Breaking down the X's and O's and what went wrong and how we strategized that led it to being a close game. All the points that matter so much, they really don't. They really don't. When in the grand scheme of things, it just came down to either you're going to hit your damn shots or you're not. You may not be able to guard Franz Wagner. He's a fantastic shooter. He's a fantastic player all the way around. He seemed like his bag is endless. So am I surprised that you gave him, he took the shot and made it? No, hell no. You give a great player an opportunity, he's going to do a great thing. You got to take those opportunities away from him by taking care of what it is that's given to you. And we had those free throws that could have locked that game up. Braun missed some, Austin missed some, and AD missed 2. If they would have made all of those free throws down the stretch, we win the game. All things considered, including all the stuff that we didn't like about how we strategized and what we ultimately short-handed in regards to, none of that mattered, man. You just got to hit the free ones. That is it. So we wake up this morning with a lot of regret and how that turned out, and now we move on to Denver. I'm not sure if Jokic is going to play or not. He's missed the last several games with a personal issue. They're very quiet about what that is, and rightfully so. It's none of my business. But we're happy if he misses this one. It'd be great if he doesn't come back against the damn Lakers. So that's really my point of view. Hopefully whatever's going on in his life is handling itself, and he's able to get back to basketball after that basketball game. That's how I feel about that. But, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'm just like, you don't want to lose a game like that. Obviously, we were on a 6-game winning streak, so it's not like we've been losing constantly or whatever. There's so much wrong to say in regards to us. We beat some teams that we really were supposed to beat, and we ran into a team like Orlando where it could have went either way, and it went the other way because we didn't take care of our business. rebounding the basketball, guarding people properly, strategizing so that the most productive players are on the floor more. And managing egos makes it so that you have to do things a different way. Managing contractual obligations in regards to minutes matching the contract makes it so that you got to go the different way. D'Lo, playing D'Lo in last night's game, I thought was a bit frustrating. We talked about his third quarter catch and shoot woes. Very frustrated with that. We talked about Austin Reeves, of course, and how much shooting he did in that first half that ultimately could have went to other people. Just being overly aggressive and unnecessarily selfish in some ways. I think that's not like him, but that's what it was. I heard a lot of people talking about how they think he's jealous of Dalton Connect, and I don't know, man. I don't know those guys, man. I can't say. I don't know that I sensed that more so than just an overcompensation for the presence of Dalton's success. I don't know that he's jealous of him, but it's like I better get my act together because him playing well could make me expendable, so let me go out and be more aggressive type energy. But I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't. But what I can say is there's room on the Lakers for Dalton and Austin. They both fit with one another. Don't feed into the social media narratives out here. We got to stay together as a team, especially during disappointing losses like this one. We can't start, side-eyeing each other and stuff like that. That's going to tear us apart, and we have a goal, and that goal is to win. Neither one of them guys are our stars. The stars are Bron and AD, and if they can coexist, Austin and DK shouldn't have a problem doing that. And if they do have a problem doing that, and then it's going to be a rough road ahead for our franchise, because we plan on having those guys for years to come. So that's really what it comes down to. We got to want success for each other, and I'd expect that that's what Coach JJ is preaching as well. We gotta want it for one another, man. I was frustrated with JJ for not playing Dalton Connect and when he more, so that he could have got more of an opportunity to break that record. The game before last, where DK had 39 or 37 points, whatever it was, hitting in 9 threes. I wanted him to get the record, and I felt like we were a better team if we would have kept him on the floor. So, I just want people to root for one another. We want to see each other succeed, no matter who's in uniform. If they're on our side, then we should be rooting for them to do well. And when it comes to what's been going over the last 2 games, I want to see us do better in that way. I really do, just in general. Want it for the next man. I have no doubt that we're trying to be, cognizant of who's been paid, as I already mentioned. Contracts make it so that you got to pay people more and play people, put them in certain situations where they feel like they're closing the game, so they don't feel like they're a nuisance to the team. You got personalities to manage, but it should be about the matchup and about the team win, not necessarily about how good a guy feels about what he's able to accomplish in doing so. And living and dying with someone's personality, I don't care for that personally as a fan, but I do respect the sensitivity of having to manage that as a coaching staff. So, you can't have it both ways, man. Guys are going to be slighted if you have to do things the right way sometimes. It just is what it is. And maybe that causes more of a problem for the unit in the long run. If the wrong guy feels slighted, he could be a distraction. All the more reason why our GM needs to get those personalities off the team. Just got to get them off the team, bro. And so that's when I hold the franchise accountable for making deals that ultimately sever the cancers from the locker room if they exist. And if they don't exist, ignore what I'm saying, but that's just in any situation. You can't let the people stick around to where I got to play you so that you don't start pouting and making things trouble for the rest of the roster. No, you got to go. You got to go. And so I don't know if that's in the locker room or not, but if it is, it got to go. And so that's really what it comes down to. I think people are saying the right things, though. I've seen people make sacrifices. I've seen guys sit when they deserve to play and come back and still play well later on. So, everybody has an opportunity, a day to shine in an 82-game schedule. Everybody's going to have good games and bad games. And we should be rooting for one another, whether we're sitting or playing all game. And I think that we got to apply faith to the unit just the same to say that's what we're going to expect from them. So a guy can sit tonight. A guy can sit and let another guy start if it makes more sense for the roster. If a guy knows he's been playing poorly and he gets benched, he should still be on the bench clapping and rooting for the team. Because if that dude succeeds, you win too. So, that type of unselfishness is so important, especially when you suffer these type of losses. You can't let it start the process of you resenting one another. And that loss like last night can do that. So, yeah, man. I thought, with that being said, I thought that, Cam Reddish should have played more, man. He should have played more. He should have definitely been on the floor a bit more in this game. He contributed to the overall identity of our team matching what the magic we're throwing at us. And I really thought we missed him out there. And meanwhile, we were putting D'Lo in the game in that third quarter, and I thought he was the opposite of that. I thought he hurt us on both sides of the floor. And so, if JJ is trying to manage D'Lo, sending him out there to fail and us losing the game only turns our attention to D'Lo and his ineptitude in the game. If you would have played who was better matched for that game, maybe D'Lo's pouting, but at least he isn't blamed for his portion of what went wrong. So, it's like, how do you manage types of stuff like that? You just got to do what's going to get you to win, because what's going to ultimately make you a winner is what's going to ultimately drown out the possibilities of resentment. And if people hate while they're winning, then, that's just what the lesser of two evils would be. That's really what it comes down to. I can't leave you out there to suffer just because if I don't play you, you're going to trip. You're going to trip any damn way when it's your fault and people are blaming you. That kind of thing. So, Cardi G, Gabe Vincent. Last night we had another one of those games where he ran around for the minutes given and didn't accomplish anything but fouls. At this point, he has more fouls than points. At what point do we start looking at J.J. Redick and the organization and start saying, okay, other people would be benched if they played like this? You don't have the same rope for everybody, man. This is the problem I've had with this organization for a couple of years now. Whether it be coaching or organization trickling it down to the coach to execute. You can't treat people like some matter more than others, with the exception of obvious superstars. These role players, I can't have this guy Gabe Vincent running around giving me consistent nothingness for like 18 minutes at a time, and I'm not letting Cam Reddish play in the second half of a game where he played great in the first half. You trying to tell me that Gabe Vincent matters more than Cam Reddish on this team at this point? Like, that's craziness. He's not playing better than Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish's contract is better, so it hurts less on our books. Like, there's no way that Gabe Vincent should be getting the cachet that he's getting in this roster, playing as poorly as he is. There's no way. Especially when we got guys like Quincy Olivari in the G League scoring 33 points at his same position. Hitting all types of threes, playing defense, looking good last time we saw him on the big floor with the real team. You trying to tell me that I as a fan am supposed to value Gabe Vincent over Quincy Olivari, my shiny new toy? Who the hell who's representing Gabe Vincent that gives him that type of leverage that he can run around and suck at the expense of people who could actually help the team and play better and showcase themselves to be better? Whose politics makes that make any damn sense? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like, no. Gabe Vincent should have been benched. He should have been benched permanently, basically. I don't care. You can't trade him for nothing anyway. He's a contract at this point. With him playing as poorly as he has, even if he plays better, he's still a contract that nobody wants. You're not going to gain anything by continuing to showcase him. And at this point, we have a large enough sample size of 14 games to showcase that he can't really do anything but foul out there. His three-point shot, if it falls, we're surprised. For all of his defensive prowess, he's too short to guard half of the people we throw in front of him any damn way. It's not translating to much of nothing, man. And we're playing him too damn much because of what he's been able to accomplish in the past. And it contributes to our team being not so good. And you know what I wanted to say there. If you're much of a rhyme artist, you know exactly what I wanted to say there. We're not better for having him out there, man. Just like we weren't better for having Torian on the floor last year. This is the same thing all over again. I don't know why coaches prioritize veterans that no longer can produce. Their experience does not translate to productive basketball. And That should be what prioritizes over your affinity for their experience. Productivity is what I value as a fan. As a paying customer, I want to see guys produce, not guys be rewarded for being good pros for the last 10 years. That doesn't move me. You can promote them in a different way. Make them a freaking coach if that's what so matters so much to you. But don't have them out there running around in my uniform being unproductive consistently, while talent is sitting behind him fighting tooth and nail for opportunities that they would likely do better with his opportunity. You know, without getting any more into it, I just want people to start thinking like that around the whole league, man. It's not just our team. We talk about that with Philadelphia. We talk about that with Milwaukee. The NBA prioritizes these old names so much, and they really aren't performing so much anymore. It just is what it is, man. And we keep targeting these people and not identifying that after a few surgeries and 82 game schedules 10 times over, they just don't have it like that anymore in a league full of young talent. Fresh new young talent, bro. They just think if the whole league was full of them, yeah, they could be able to run around and play amongst the field. But now that more teams are turning to the youth movement, they are not able to keep up with this league anymore. And throwing money at them ain't gonna make it so that they're able to. That's what we're learning in this era right now. You can't washed away with money, NBA. And to all of these representatives, these agents who keep trying to sell these old names, it would be in your best interest to catch up to the reality of the situation right now and part ways with some of them people, just like the NBA needs to part ways with them. Instead of selling us those old guys, sell us the new guys. That's what needs to happen. The agents need to catch up, just like the league does. Stop trying to give us Gabe Vincent, fam. We don't want to give Gabe Vincent $12 mil a year in this era. Not in this league. Not the way things are going. Stop selling us this crap, yo. Stop hyping it up. Stop telling us dude is not injury prone when he is. Cut ties with him just like the league needs to. And catch up to these youngsters. Start selling them the way you sell these old guys. You do that and the league will be fine. Because that's where the problem's at. Y'all throwing all y'all leverage behind these old ass names that cannot perform on a basketball floor, and then it hurts these teams. And it hurts your credibility. So it's time to start parting ways with some of these yesteryear dudes and start getting a little more hip on what's new quicker. There lies the real problem if you want to know the truth. Owners are just going to listen to what the agents tell them. The agent's supposed to be providing the talent. If the agents are identifying the talent poorly or still trying to sell old talent, then it deteriorates the business itself. And that's what I'm identifying as a big problem there. So that's really where I'm at, man. I listened to somebody this morning talking about, I think it was Jovan Buha, talk about Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown going to have to prove he's not Gabe Vincent, man. That's the reality of it. I'm not about to trade for Bruce Brown. And I respect that Bruce Brown may not be nothing like Gabe Vincent, but I am now dealing with Gabe Vincent. I'm not taking on Bruce Brown. I'm not. I have no interest in, and as sad as it sounds, because Bruce has not proven himself to be an inept basketball player or what have you, but I'm not in the business of bringing on guys that have been in this league longer than 8 years with a couple injuries that have put them under the knife. I'm not signing no more of these dudes. Me personally, I don't want them anymore. I'm just being honest. Now, if they prove themselves to be great in different situations, I'm proven wrong. And I don't doubt that there will be cases where that is the case, but I'm running into too many Kendrick Nunns, Christian Woods, Gabe Vincent. I'm running into too many of these dudes, man. As a Laker fan, I don't want these dudes no more. I'm not going to lie to you. That's how I feel. I don't want them on my team, man. Why are they here? That's it. And it's like, yo, I get it. It's not fair that guys, you get their careers robbed by injuries. It's not fair that the shelf life of a basketball player is starting to shrink. But the more and more new talent comes into the league, as I said, the more necessary it is to keep new talent to compete with it. You just can't get away with these dudes being out there no more. That's what it comes down to. I can't afford for this dude to be one of my most important pieces and he's missing 50 games with the same foot injury that he had last year. Like, I don't have time for this. I'm trying to compete with teams like the Rockets. I'm trying to compete with teams like Charlotte. I'm trying to compete with teams like Boston, who are all getting better. All putting new talent on the floor. The Timberwolves, all these new teams that are coming. The Magic. I can't afford to be sitting here waiting on 4 and 5 different washed up clients. And the idea how quickly it takes to get washed is starting to shrink. And I'm sorry, it is what it is. You're not washed in Michael Jordan's league, but in this league, in Wemby's league, in Luka's league, you washed sooner. It just is what it is. It's not my fault. I just know what I need to do to make sure my team is as good as it needs to be. And it's Xing out all these dudes. The only other thing that needs to happen is something that I definitely don't want to happen, which is putting more of them on every team so that it balances it out. That's the reality of it. Start getting some of these young guys off the floor and make sure we have more washed people so that I can value washed a bit more. You understand what I'm saying? That's your only other option. Turn this thing into the big 3. 5-on-5. Sign nothing but old people. Make it an old person's league. And then I'll be fine with bringing on your Gabe Vincent because he can actually keep up with the field. But as long as the field's going to continue to be 21, 22, 23 years old, I can't afford these dudes on my team taking up 12 million, 15 million of the cap. And then sitting here waiting on these dudes every 2 weeks. Now we got to sit here and take on information that's false about their injury updates because people don't want us to think they're washed. Damn it, I know they're washed. You doing that ain't taking away from the fact they're washed. You telling me that he's 2 weeks away from being 2 weeks away, only for 4 weeks to come by, and you telling me 4 weeks away, he washed. It's over. He need to move to the back of the bench, and I need to be playing Quincy Olivari over this dude. That's it. I need to be targeting the Jabari Smith so he can play more that this dude will be able to. That's it. This ain't hard. It's a young man's league. And if you can't keep up like Bron is able to keep up, like Steph is able to keep up, like KD's still able to produce, if you can't produce, you got to go. Don't ask me as a fan to adjust watching you run around for 18 minutes doing nothing. That ain't my fault. You had surgery. It ain't my fault you couldn't keep up. It ain't my fault you didn't do 2 a days or whatever the hell you need to be doing to be in better shape to keep up with these people. That's it. And understand, young players, same thing gonna happen to you 8 years from now. Y'all better work out. Y'all better eat right, bro. Because we're gonna be pushing you out the league just as quickly as we push these dudes out too. Don't think this is gonna be, oh well, we're gonna change our mind. Hell no, this is what it is. Y'all got 8 years. After that, then you gotta be performing or you out. As far as I can tell. Like, out. Because the new guys gonna keep coming. And that's why it's important we give these young guys their opportunities. Because their time is right now. If wash comes sooner, that means the youngsters need to play. They don't need to be sitting down here and waiting on these old guys to get out the way. Old guys need to be pushed out the way so that the young guys can get their 8 years going. You understand what I'm saying? Don't cut corners. Because I'm telling you, a guy like Bruce Brown is not old in the grand scheme of what the old NBA is. Right now, I am hesitant to sign him, bro. And I'm not just talking about for the Lakers. I'm talking about anybody. He come back from what injury? He's on what contract? And you want me to give up what to trade for him? No, he's ass staying in Toronto. He's going to be right there. Until he proves he can do it like Zach LaVine and come back to his regular self and then do it in an extended period of time. Then maybe I might consider trading for him. But right now, nah, I got way too much evidence showing me I ain't got no business doing that. No business. So that's what's on my mind this morning as well. I'm a realist, bro. I'm a realist. A lot of y'all gonna be in the big 3 sooner than you think. That league gonna be flourishing with older guys because there's gonna be a lot of them flushed into the league. If I'm running things, I ain't gonna be around. So that's what I gotta say, man. Enough. It's the youth movement, man. And guys gotta start working out more. That's what it comes down to. I was listening to Kmart talk about 2 a days. Y'all better get yourselves in that type of shape, man. Don't think these contracts gonna save you. Money will not wash away washed. That's what it comes down to. Salute the Kobe minute. It won't. Y'all better get in shape, bro. Y'all about to forgo some of them good meals that y'all love to eat. Serious. All that drinking and smoking and all that, it's gonna be those who are staying in shape, taking care of their body like LeBron James that are able to stay in this league. He took care of his body leading all the way up to this point. That's why he's still around, because he did the things that others didn't do. While they were sitting back doing whatever they were doing, he was pouring $1 million into his body and his conditioning every single year. That's why he's still around. If he would have been doing like these other guys would have been doing, he'd be sitting down too. Talent or not, his body wouldn't have held up. You got to take care of yourself. And you got to put in enough that makes it hurt and make it sore. Just being honest. If y'all ain't doing that, you're going to be gone soon. Kmart is right. That's what it come down to. He's right. Y'all need to work out more if you want your careers to extend, man. Especially if you're not particularly durable to begin with, you better get that way. You got to do more than the next man, and that's just what is required. So, hey, that's where we at, man. I hope the NBA is listening to me. I feel like I'm right when I say this. Selling the people, old people, is not going to work. We don't want to see it, and they're not going to make it through your 82-game schedule. It's not going to work. Dudes has a couple of injuries. It's I'm maybe that Paul George situation. He hyperextended his knee again. He has a bone bruise and the same knee he hyperextended in the preseason. Nah, man, he wants a podcast and all that. Nah, bro, you need to be working out them hours you're doing in podcasts. You need to be eating differently. Whatever you eating, you need to eat differently. Stretch harder. I don't know what to tell people. But you guys aren't going to be getting them type of contracts no more, in my opinion. Not if I had anything to say about it. No. Kawhi Leonard, Clippers waiting on Kawhi Leonard. Hell no. Never that. None of that. So that's what I'm here to tell people, man. I want the NBA to change, to catch up to what's coming their way. Human evolution is a real thing and it's affecting this league in a real way, and the business side of the game needs to catch up to it fast. If you don't understand that these young players are more likely to be able to perform better than the young players of yesterday, then you're not paying attention. NBA 2K and the AAU circuit has changed everything in regards to what the expectations of a young player's ability to play at a high level is. It's changed everything. And y'all need to understand that. I don't need to wait on certain talent. Just like we were saying about Cooper Flagg should have been in the league 2 years ago. This is a real thing. He should have been replaced to Christian Wood or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just no country for old men, man. Experience is trash. And all you coaches that keep on playing these old people, you better learn from Nick Nurse. He about to be fired because of that stupid crap. You better learn. Hard-headed coaches. I remember yesterday's guy. Yesterday's guy can't keep up with today's youngsters, man. He cannot. You're going to lose your job because you believe in that bullshit. You better step your game up, play them young players, and stop acting like they ain't been playing 2K for 8 hours at a time when they not on the basketball floor in real life. They know the game. They know what they need to be doing. Put them out there. So that's my attitude, man. I'm more than frustrated because this is more than simple to understand. And people are foregoing it as if they can change the tide that's moving things along. No, you can't go against the grain, but you can ruin it. You can ruin the product. That's what you can do. And that's exactly what you are doing. So that's why I'm trying to tell you to stop. The Gabe Vincents, Kyle Lowrys of the world, they got to go, bro. They got to go. Overseas, Big Three, coaching staff, that's where they belong now. I'm just being honest with you. If you can't do nothing but come in and foul, or you out for 4 months at a time, you don't have an NBA position. You're not on the floor. See, that's another thing. These dudes that are injured for 2 and 3 years at a time, you're not in the NBA. People are paying you, but you're not actually there. So you worrying about losing your spot. You are not in your spot. You're not there. Vanderbilt, you're not there, bro. You are a concept that people are hoping to see realized after waiting and waiting and waiting for your return. Nah, you're not. That's not a real person. You're not actually on the floor. You're not with the team. You're on the bench like a coaching staff member. That's who you are. So for me, it's like, oh, what's keeping me from cutting a guy like that? He ain't came back. He ain't never coming back. If he is coming back, is he ever going to stay for any length of time? Is he going to be able to keep up with the guys who never had the injuries? I don't know. I'm not going to be the one paying him to find out. Oh, got cut guys like that. And they have to work their way back into the league. If they're going to get back into shape, they'll allow them to play, and they're in there. And if not, then what's the difference? They've been sitting this long. What's the difference? I'm waiting on a guy for almost a whole full calendar year as a concept player that's supposed to change the world for all of us. Nah, man, I'm not waiting on you no more, bro. I'm not. Just not. I got young players to play, bro. I got young players to play against. You know what I mean? We're likely gonna injure you again. So that's where I'm at with that. I understand he had 2 foot surgeries or something like that. They're trying to hide the idea that these surgeries didn't even, they essentially accidentally apparently leaked to us that he had foot surgery when he really wasn't supposed to have foot surgery or whatever it was, and he wouldn't have foot surgery on the other foot. Like, nah, man, nah, bro. No. 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 Genie Bus got way more patience than BDF. No. Sorry. I can't compete with OKC with you being like this. I can't compete with the Boston Celtics with you doing like this. The Rockets. Can't do it. If I don't mind losing, then I can keep doing this bullcrap with you. But if I want to win, I got to cut this out. And I'm from the Kobe era. It's what people got to understand about my attitude right now. I'm going to be thanked when I provide you the wins and the championships and the parades down Figueroa. Trying to make people happy for going that Figueroa, that's a problem for me. You understand what I'm saying? If you're going to hate me for being honest, just know what my aim is so that we can have these Figueroa parades. That's it. That's all. You're going to thank me then, but this is what it takes to get there. You got to be cutthroat. You got to be ice cold, and you got to get people up out of here regardless of what people are saying or how they feel about it or what they believe they can prove. All of that, that's not my responsibility, bro. Either you perform or you go. That's the only way we're going to be excellent enough to do what it is that our expectations are in the field like this. Prove yourself to Ice Cube, fam. Don't prove it to me. I'm good. I've seen enough. That's how I feel these days, man. So I just want people to understand, I want to win. Kobe was unapologetic. He ain't have friends. He was the one telling people they wasn't doing nothing for him in practice. And he meant it. He got him out of here. That's the energy I'm bringing, the Mamba mentality. Not only putting effort into getting other people out of here, but also holding myself accountable for doing more and being better. Consistency, accuracy. And this is part of that execution. Getting people the hell out of here is part of it. If I'm doing my job, y'all getting out of here. That's how I look at this thing if I'm the Lakers. So that's really what it is, man. I hope people understand that evidence is showing you that what I'm talking about ain't bull crap, yo. And maybe you want to have more of a heart for these guys. You're going to lose with them too. That's just what it is, man. I'm going to be more considerate to the young fellas who need an opportunity, not the guys who've already been paid and not doing nothing with the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? They can sit on their money and cry all day. That's what it's for. As for us, we trying to have Figueroa parades, man. BDL 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.